All right, Robert Saleh was fired on Tuesday. Aaron Rodgers' slimy hands are all over this. And in my opinion, he's gone from D-bag to a-hole. I know what he said yesterday. I don't believe it for a second. This guy's a liar. He's a loser. And he's ruining a franchise that was already dysfunctional. And I don't know why they would trust Aaron Rodgers over a guy who's a good coach, okay?
Can you ruin the Jets?
I think he can ruin them more, and I think he has.
I have a question. Can you give me the scale? You said upgraded from, it was a D-bag to a-hole. What's the
next
level? I'm not quite sure I can say that on the radio.
Okay.
I can barely say what I said, and I wasn't really comfortable saying it. But for one person and the most hated athlete in the world right now, Aaron Rodgers, say it. All right, is Saleh better off out of New York? And should he be considered a head coaching candidate without going through the coordinator route again? Can he be hired as a head coach next year?
Okay, let's just start here. Aaron Rodgers had to have had a say, if not the say, even if he wants to deny it. Everybody feels bad when you lose a job, but this could be a blessing for Robert Saleh. He wakes up with millions guaranteed. He's not in a circus anymore. I do think he'll have to be a coordinator before he's a head coach.
I think he'll be a coordinator as well, and he's going to be well compensated. $5 million this year, reportedly, another $5 million next year, and I think everybody's better off out of New York, and I just think it's the worst job in the NFL. Carolina, Jacksonville.
Carolina's probably the worst.
I don't know. But having said that, they can still win some games this year. Just telling you, just don't write them off.
I just gave you the look you give me when I say ridiculous things.
But I say win some games.
Is this just because the Tigers are doing something that anything's possible right now?
Anything's possible. That they've opened my mind.
The one thing that's not possible is that team getting this right this year. It's going to go down in flames. All right. The Lions' biggest road win under Dan Campbell is probably the game at Kansas City last year. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
Maybe Green Bay the year before you could make an argument for
sure.
But I think easily KC. If the Lions win at Dallas on Sunday, will this become Dan Campbell's biggest road win?
No, because I expect him to win. I mean, I expected him to win at Kansas City, but I think I was of the minority in that. And I think that one right now is the biggest road win. It's the defending Super Bowl champs. And Patrick Mahomes, we knew all of the stats at the time. Never throws a pick in the opening game. Never loses the opener, especially at home. And the Lions went in there and took one.
Who the hell are the Cowboys for this to be Dan Campbell's biggest road win? It's clearly Kansas City.
There's some drama because of what happened last year.
Exactly.
Okay, you could say there's a storyline, but
and
to
an
say
NFC separation game.
I don't even think it's close.
You win, and Dallas is 3-3. They're in turmoil. They're going to be ripping each other apart. That's Dan's best win on the road.
If you win this game, you take control of the North next week by winning at Minnesota. You lose this game.
It's important.
Yeah, we're not going to underestimate the value of the win.
They wasted the Kansas City win last year when they lost to Seattle the next week.
Oh, okay. Well, did they waste the Rams win when they lost to Tampa this year?
I actually think they did a little bit. That's why we're sitting in the problem, which they should be 4-0 right now. They should have won that game. All right. Who's watching Thursday Night Football tonight over the Tigers and Red Wings? Anybody? Seriously, if they are out there, text us, please. They do host the 49ers tonight, Seahawks. The NFC West is a mess right now. Seattle still leads at 3-2, but they lost to the Giants last week. Yuck. The 49ers are probably still the easy answer on this. They're 0-2 in the division. Who ends up winning this division?
I'll go Cardinals. Why not? It should be the Niners, but why not? I'll go Cardinals.
So I think, first of all, the Tigers game is going to be done by the time this one kicks off.
Oh.
Huh?
8:15? That's a quick baseball game. Perfect game tonight, John?
Possibly. So it'll be close. But as soon as it's done, I will switch to the Thursday night game. Sorry, Jim. Car flag's not flying yet. They'll be on the second screen, so to speak. Sorry, it's how I'm going to watch sports tonight. But
look at Smarmy Costa over there throwing strays at Ken Daniels on opening night.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Don't point at me.
Sorry,
did I jump
the line? Yeah.
All right, I still think the Rams are in play, by the way, because they're surviving Cup and Nakua. They're only a couple games back. They could still get into this. They did beat the 49ers. I got another eye roll from John.
Yeah. Well, as long as Matthew's not beat up.
All right. Going for 2 this week, and this one's wild. This is why we have the 2-point conversion in a Thursday touchdown. All right. The Tigers made it into the Thursday touchdown. Would you make this deal? The Tigers go on to win the World Series, but it means the Lions lose Jared Goff to a torn Achilles against the Cowboys. Hendon Hooker is awful. The Lions go 5-12. They end up with the 5th pick, and Quinn Ewers, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and Will Johnson go in the top 4 picks. And then add on to that, the Red Wings finish with the worst record in hockey. Steve Yzerman gets fired.
There's a lot going on there. No, I don't take it. I want to win them both, so I'll take my chances without making the deal that the Tigers can win it, that the Lions can win it, and I would never wish an Achilles on anyone. I went through that one.
I'm guaranteeing a championship here, but I'm putting bad things.
Both.
You could be greedy. You should be greedy. Plus, we know a Super Bowl is the most important thing for this city. I would not take that off the table.
Oh, especially if you're putting Quinn Ewers and Shedeur Sanders on the line. Who cares?